morning, boys. Today, let us solve problems on horizontally fired projectile. That is horizontal projectile. So, yesterday we have solved one simple problem. Let us solve one more problem on horizontal projectile. A hiker stands on the edge of a cliff. Hiker stands on the edge of a cliff. Cliff means a steep mountain, a steep rock. The height of that steep mountain is 490 meter above the ground, and throws a stone horizontally with an initial speed of 15 meter per second. He throws a stone horizontally with 15 meter per second, neglecting air resistance. You are asked to find out. Find the time taken by the stone to reach the ground. What is the time taken by the stone to reach the ground? First question. Second one, with what speed it hits the ground? Find the speed with which it hits the ground. Two parts are there. So this is a horizontal projectile with a zero angle of projection. So we'll solve these problems. Here initial velocity is given. V naught equal to 15 meter per second. It has only x component of the velocity has only x component, that is 15 meter per second initial velocity. Y component is 0. Then, in order to calculate the time taken, let us calculate the height through which it falls down, as we did yesterday. If y is the height through which it falls down, then y is equal to half gt square. This is what we got yesterday. Since y is negative and acceleration due to gravity is also negative, so minus minus cancels. Therefore, we get y is equal to half gt square. Here you are asked to take g equal to 9.8 meter per second square, and the height is given. The height is y itself. Y is equal to 490 meter. So substitute this. Thus we get t square is equal to 2y by g. Just take this to this side. This becomes 2y by g. So 2 into 490 divided by g 9.8. So if you cancel this, it comes out to be 4900. That is by taking this decimal here, cancelling this with 2 ones are 2 49s are, we get 4900 divided by 49. So that becomes 100. That becomes 100 square. 100 second square. Therefore, t square is equal to 100. T is equal to square root of 100. That is 10 seconds. It takes 10 seconds to reach the ground. It is as good as dropping that stone from this much of height, 490 meter height. Yesterday we discussed the time taken by a horizontally thrown projectile and time taken by a freely falling body from the same height is same. So even if you take time taken by a freely falling body from the same height 490 meter, the answer is same, 10 seconds. So this is first part. Let us see the second part. Find the speed with which it hits the ground. Means you have to calculate what is the velocity with which it is hitting the ground, and once you calculate the velocity, take the magnitude of that velocity, then that will be helpful to calculate the speed with which it hits the ground. Let us see. Second part. We have velocity, final velocity vector v equal to px I plus vy j cap. Vxi plus Vy j cap. So let us first find out what is Vx. Vx is equal to V naught x. For a projectile, the x component of velocity never changes. It remains always constant. So for horizontally thrown projectile, the x component is same. That is 15 meter per second in this example. Then find out Vy. Vy is equal to, using first equation, V equal to U plus AT. So Vy equal to V naught y minus gt, where V naught y is the initial component of velocity. Initial y component of velocity is 0. So this becomes 0 minus gt. Why it is minus gt? I have told already. Here acceleration is acceleration due to gravity. That is always vertically downwards. Minus g. So acceleration is minus g. Therefore it becomes Vy equal to minus gt. So minus gt is 9.8 into 10. Already we have found out time taken 10. So thus Vy becomes 9.8. But here Vy is negative. Why it is negative? Because it is velocity is directed vertically downwards. So we have to take Vy also negative. So thus instead of writing Vxi plus Vyj, we have to write here Vxi minus Vyj. Minus Vyj. Therefore minus Vy is equal to this one. Therefore Vy is equal to 98 meter per second. So we got Vx also 15 meter per second. We got Vy also 98 meter per second. Substitute these values in this equation. Thus velocity with which it hits the ground velocity with which it hits the ground, v vector v equal to, substitute these values. Vx is 15I minus Vy is 98j. So this becomes velocity vector. But the question is to calculate the speed with which it hits the ground. So magnitude of velocity gives us speed. Therefore magnitude of velocity gives us speed with which it hits the ground. So magnitude of velocity becomes square root of Vx square plus Vy square. Vx square plus Vy square. Yes. Now substitute these values. Square root of 15 square plus 98 square. Now substitute the value of 15 square and value of 98 square. So 15 square is 225 plus this becomes 9604. 98 square is 9604. When you add this, 4 plus 5, 9. 2, 8, 9. Square root of 9829. So it will be very close to 10,000. Very close to 10,000 means square root of 10,000. Almost it comes out to be 100 meter per second. So exact value is 99.14 meter per second. 99.14 meter per second. That's how the speed with which it hits the ground is 99 meter per second. So this is how we have to solve the problems on horizontally thrown projectile. Horizontal projectile. Okay, let us see second problem. This is a oblique projectile wherein the angle of projection is theta naught. It is not 0. Okay. A cricketer can throw a ball to a maximum horizontal distance of 100 meter. A cricketer can throw a ball to a maximum distance of 100 meter, horizontal distance of 100 meter. How much high above the ground can the cricketer throw the same ball? Understand the problem. If a ball is thrown with some initial speed v0 with the maximum possible horizontal range, it covers horizontal displacement of 100 meter. If the same ball is thrown by the same person with same velocity v0, how much maximum height it can cover if it is thrown vertically upwards? How much maximum height it can reach? This is the question. So first, you should note that when it is maximum horizontal distance, it is nothing but maximum range. We have maximum range R max. R max is given. When it will be R max? When the angle of projection is 45 degree. Then it becomes V0 square upon G. It becomes V0 square upon G. Okay. Now, if it is thrown vertically upwards, how much it would be covering the vertical distance? In this, R max is given. Let us say R max is equal to 100, that is given. If the ball is thrown vertically upwards, with same velocity, how much maximum height it can reach? So for this, let us say it is given here. Initial velocity is same, v0. It is thrown up with initial velocity v0, vertically upwards. Ultimately, the final velocity when it reaches maximum height, the final velocity when it reaches maximum height becomes 0. So the height can be calculated using the third equation. As v square minus v0 square is equal to 2gh. Here it becomes 2gh. Again, note down, g is negative. Final velocity is 0. Therefore, 0 minus v0 square is equal to minus 2gh. So we want to calculate h. Negative sign cancels. Therefore, h is equal to v0 square upon g. v0 square upon 2g. So this is our equation. See here, v0 square upon g is 100. So just substitute the value of v0 square upon g in this equation. Therefore, maximum height that it can reach becomes v0 square. v0 square upon g. So 1 by 2 into v0 square upon g. v0 square upon g is 100. So thus it becomes very simple, 50 meter. So if the same ball is thrown with the same speed vertically upwards, it covers maximum distance, maximum displacement of 50 meter. This is how one has to apply the equations which you have already learnt. Okay, so that's how the problem becomes simple. Okay, let us see one more problem. This is an interesting problem again. Ceiling of a long hall. The ceiling of a long hall is 25 meter high. The ceiling of a long hall is 25 meter high. What is the maximum horizontal distance? What is the maximum horizontal distance that a ball thrown at a speed of 40 meter per second? A ball thrown with a speed of 40 meter per second can go without hitting the ceiling. If the ball is thrown with a 40 meter per second, what is the maximum horizontal distance that the ball can cover if it is thrown with a speed of 40 meter per second? Can just go without hitting the ceiling. Means the ball is almost touching the ceiling, but it is not touching the ceiling. It is not hitting the ceiling. Means the maximum distance covered by the ball must be nearly 25 meter. Maximum distance covered by the ball must be 25 meter. Maximum height. So we know given things. V0 is equal to 40 meter per second. Maximum height that it can cover should be 25 meter. It should not be exactly 25 meter, just a little less than 25 meter, so that we can calculate exactly. Almost we can take 25 meter. H is equal to 25 meter. Angle theta is not given. What is the maximum horizontal range it can go? So we know for a projectile thrown with a certain velocity v0, what is the horizontal range? Horizontal range we can calculate. Let us write the equation for height. We know height of a projectile, height to which the projectile can raise for an initial velocity of v0 is given by h is equal to v0 square sin square theta naught by 2g. v0 square sin square theta naught by 2g. Now in this h is given 25 meter, v0 is given. So g, let us take g as 10 meter per second for convenience. So here we can take g equal to 10 meter per second square. This implies sin square theta naught is equal to 2gh divided by v0 square. Sin square theta naught is equal to 2gh divided by v0 square. So that we can calculate what is the angle. What is the angle through which it is projected? Theta naught can be calculated. So 2 into 10 into height. Height is 25 meter divided by v0 is 40 meter per second. 40 into 40. So thus we can cancel 1 0 here. So 2 1s are 2 2s are. So it becomes 25 by 40. 25 by 40. 40 into 2 80. 45 by 80. So that is sin square theta naught. Sin square theta naught is equal to 25 by 80. I will write 80 in the form of factors 16 into 5. So that if you take square root of this, square root of 25 is 5, square root of 16 is 4. So I can write it easily. Therefore, sin theta, square root of this becomes 5 by 4 root 5. 5 by 4 root 5. So this becomes sin theta naught. So if you exactly find out this, 5 by 4 becomes 1.25 divided by root 5. So you will be able to get the decimal value. The decimal value is corresponding to be 0.56. It corresponds to 0.56. This implies theta naught is equal to sin inverse of this. Sin inverse of 0.56. So again from the table, natural science. Again from the table, natural science. If you find out the value of sin inverse of 0.56, it comes out to be nearly 34 degree. It comes out to be 34 degree. Now once we find out the angle of projection, that is theta naught equal to 34 degree. So that is the angle of projection for which the height of the projectile is 25 meter. Then we can calculate what is the horizontal displacement, what is the range, corresponding range. Therefore, corresponding horizontal distance, range is given by r is equal to, using the equation v naught square sin 2 theta naught by g. V naught square sin 2 theta naught by g. So v naught again 40 into 40, that is 40 square. Then sin 2 theta naught, sin into 2 times 34, sin 68 by g. So as I said, for our convenience we have taken g to be equal to 10 meter per second square. So if you cancel this, so that becomes 160. 14 4s are 160. 160 into sin 68 degree. 160 into sin 68 degree. So if you find out this is almost equal to 149. Almost we can take, this is almost 150 meter. This comes out to be 50 meter because sin 68 will be less than 1. It is a fraction. So when you multiply that fraction with 160, it almost comes out to be 150 meter. Means the horizontal distance covered by the projectile is 150 meter. So this is how one has to calculate the numerical problems on projectile. So I have covered projectile with an oblique angle of projection. Projectile with an oblique angle of projection. Oblique angle with some angle with respect to horizontal. Then we have discussed the projectile which is horizontally thrown. Projectile which is horizontally thrown. So both the cases we have studied, and I have solved number of numerical problems. So especially on this projectile motion, you will get various types of numerical problems. You practice as many number of problems as possible. So that will be helpful in the examination, and it has got number of applications also. Okay, thank you. Have a good day.